It's going to be a totally different dynamic in 8th grade. I really want to break down why I chose this for my son. Hey there, it's great to see you today at Shine Bright Homeschool. My name is Kira. In my last video, which was our end of 7th grade year review, I mentioned that I would be sharing a surprise about our upcoming school year, which is for 8th grade. And I'm excited to share with you because it's going to be a bit of a change for us, and I want to include you in it because we are all on a homeschool journey together. If you are a homeschool parent, maybe you're just starting out your journey with homeschooling, or maybe you've been doing it for a long time. Either way, we all have very unique paths in our journey of learning what works best for our homeschool students, learning what works best for us as homeschool teachers. And the great thing is that you can change it and form it to what your child and what you want. I love that part about homeschooling so much because it is encouraging to know that schooling doesn't have to be so rigid. Each person's life and home life and family life can positively affect the homeschool journey for what's best for our individual needs. So if you're a new subscriber to my channel, thanks so much. It's so great to have you here because I'm excited to share with you over the next few weeks the videos on our 8th grade school curriculums that we'll be using. So make sure that if you are not a subscriber that you do subscribe and that you click the bell so that you get notified when I release those videos. I'm excited that I'll be sharing other videos too, getting to talk to other homeschoolers and get more ideas from other people about what works for them and what doesn't. Make sure you always tune into my channel to see what I upload next because I really have so many things that I would like to share with you. Also, I wanted to give a big shout out to all the people who've been commenting on my channel. It's great to hear from you. If you haven't commented on my channel before, I'd love to hear from you and see where you are in your homeschool journey with your students. Maybe you're on the younger end or maybe on the older end. I know I don't focus a lot on the younger grades here because I don't have a younger student at this time. We all can still learn a lot from each other. If you have younger children, maybe you're not up to the middle school grades yet, don't be intimidated because at least with channels like mine and so many other great homeschool moms out there sharing, we all can kind of work together to help your journey hopefully be a lot easier. So the big news that I have to share is we will actually be starting my son in a preparatory school. Now this might be different than some of the preparatory schools you've heard of before. This preparatory school is local to us and it's actually run by a local homeschool family, and they have some tutors and they have a little bit of mixture of people to kind of help teach the students. But the reason why I'm sharing this with you is that it's going to change up our 8th grade school year because what we are doing is actually going to be very much connected to what my son will be doing in the preparatory school. This preparatory school is only going to be once a week. I really want to break down why I chose this for my son. In 7th grade, we had some struggles, and in those struggles, I realized that some of the needs that my son had wasn't being met. And I'm not talking about academically necessarily. I'm talking about his personality actually needed more interaction with kids, learning with a group of kids. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, you may not know my son. He's an only child, and so that means that I have to be very active in keeping him in other things. For those of you who are freaking out right now thinking homeschoolers don't get any socialization, I will share my opinion on that in another video. And those of you who have heard that statement before, you're probably feeling how I'm feeling right now as a homeschool parent. Just so all of you know, my son's in a martial art twice a week. We also have a Bible study that we're involved in, and we have another co-op that focuses on electives, not the academic side. That means that he's able to have more free time for fun. There's also plenty of other homeschool dates that we do with friends. So there is no isolation, okay? I was homeschooled, kindergarten through 12th grade. I'm also an only child. I learned better, more in isolation when it came to the academic learning part. I did not learn better with a group of kids. Some kids are like that. Some kids don't learn. Maybe they're more distracted or maybe they feel more intimidated when there's other students around. For some of us, homeschooling and being more isolated, it might be more motivating for some of us that are homeschooled to not be taught around other kids. But for my son, it was the opposite. He is more of a learner based off his peer relations. Even when my son was a toddler, I recognized the fact that he learned better around other people. But the past few years since we've done homeschooling, starting in 4th grade, I noticed that missing element that he needed. He would do great academically, but it wasn't the experience that he felt like was as fulfilling for him. I encourage you as a homeschool parent to take what you want for your kids and what you think works, and also combine it with what they want. Ask them what they want and try to find a compromise, because that's what we had to do. With this preparatory school, it obviously did cost us more money than just basically buying the curriculum and me teaching it 100%, but it also was less than a private school or a Christian school would be. And we wanted still to be a little bit more in control of what he was going to be taught. So at this preparatory school, they basically gave us a list of the curriculums and I looked them over. Thank goodness, the science, the history, and the geography was going to be through master books, which we have already been using for the past few years with our homeschooling anyways, so that worked out great. The changes for us are going to be what the preparatory school is going to have us use we haven't used before. For writing and composition, grammar, and literature, those things are going to be a little bit different and maybe a little bit more challenging. The good thing is that he'll be doing it with a middle school class. That way, it's more going to motivate him to do it because others are doing it. And there's also a different accountability other than me and his father here at home. It's going to be a totally different dynamic in 8th grade. The great thing about the preparatory school is that they're going to give me a schedule of how to use these curriculums and what our schedule should be here at home the other 3 or 4 days of the week. So that way we know what we need to accomplish, and then he'll know what he needs to accomplish for that day there at the preparatory school. We're going into uncharted territory with this. I think that what we have to be is we have to be flexible when it comes to knowing what our kids need every year, because as they mature, maybe their viewpoint is different. Maybe they need more challenging material. Maybe they need a different social group or something to encourage them and to keep them involved. And the great thing about this preparatory school is it also goes through high school. So if this works really well for us, we will be able to still be in the know about what he needs and what he can take, make that decision of if it's good for him, and still utilize this preparatory school once a week for the school year during the high school grades as well if we want. There's a lot at play here, but we're just going to take the 1 year at a time. Now, the only thing this preparatory school doesn't cover is math. As I said on my previous video, math, some of you suggested Denison Algebra. Thank you so much. I'm also going to look at 1 or 2 others that have a free trial online, but I will be doing something online based for math for 8th grade. I just have to figure out which one I'm going to use. But I think that I've at least got a better handle on how to make our homeschooling journey a little bit better. I know that some people really struggle with teaching their kids. I totally feel you. I know there are really hard days, and I think the good thing about this preparatory school option for us is it does give me a break, because he'll actually be gone from the house 1 day a week from like 9 to 3. It'll be close to a regular school day as if he was going to school. And so I will have that time off as well. Not only can I do things here on my channel, but I can really focus on basically taking a break to do other things that maybe would stress me out if I'm having to do those things on top of school. But with me only doing school those 3 or 4 days a week now, and him actually going somewhere, that gives me a break. I noticed that his attitude towards me was becoming more sour, and my attitude is becoming more frustrated. I told him that I didn't want our homeschooling to cause a rift between us as mother and son. I didn't want that to hurt our relationship. Just because I'm a teacher and he's a student doesn't mean that I want that to put a shadow or a negative light on his and my relationship. I don't want there to be any resentment or extra frustration, especially in these teen years. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. There's already other things that you have to work through, and so I don't want school to be that. And if this one day helps us, and then we already have our other co-op that we do for the school year, that gets us a break from each other as well. We're there together. It's because of it being more of an elective and more fun thing, I'm not actually teaching in his grade. I'm off with another group of kids in another grade and he's in his, and so we can have that separation. So this will give us really 2 days, potentially a week, where we have kind of a break and be able to allow him to be accountable to someone else other than me. Because it's easy when it's your mom to procrastinate. But if there's other people who are holding you to account, I think sometimes you can feel more motivated. Because I think we hear our parents' voices all day, every day, 24/7 almost, when you're homeschooled. So it's easy to tune them out and to do your own thing and to just disregard. But if someone else is giving you an assignment and you know that everyone else in your class is doing that assignment, I know that can be encouraging to certain kids, especially my son, because he's just that type of person. I'm excited because this is going to be different. It is almost like a new start. I'm not sure what our schedule will be yet, but we will be starting in September. So I'll have to give you an update as to how it's going. Don't worry, because this next month of July and August, I will be sharing with you the curriculum. I already have some here. I just don't have all of it yet. So I will be working through the next couple weeks, starting off with probably the master books, science and history and geography for 8th grade. We're going to do a look through in those so you can see if those are something that you'd be interested in. But I will make sure I share those very shortly so you can start looking, because I know there's so many of you trying to figure out what to do for your 8th grade school year and you want to buy your curriculum. So please, please, please stay tuned to my channel. I'm so excited to share those with you. And if you have any questions or concerns about the curriculum review videos that I've already done, make sure you just leave me a comment. I'll try to answer the questions as best I can and give you my personal opinion and experience. But thanks so much for tuning in today, and make sure that you continue to enjoy your summer. Stay cool if you live in a hot location. Make sure you click that subscribe button and click that bell, and then I will see you in my next video, which I'll put out here definitely in the next couple weeks, so keep your eye out for it. Until I see you then, make sure that you shine bright.